and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with fans who've been linked with January transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. The Arsenal team away now, and I bet they're glad to be away after the last few games, over there in Dubai. Nice sunshine, sunning themselves, and Mikel Arteta spoke about how they're going to use this period to obviously train, but also to relax as well and reset, recharge the batteries. I think their families are going over there as well. And interestingly as well, Edu also said to be over there in Dubai as well, but they're emphasizing that he will still be working very hard on transfer business for this month of January. Now, there was a lot of speculation flying around yesterday about Amadou Onana of Everton, very heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. It's like a journalist who specializes in sort of Belgian football, who sort of first raised the rumors. There was talks of, you know how these things go, talks of his representatives being in London, all that sort of stuff for meetings with Arsenal. Certainly, it looks like there has been talks that have been ongoing between Arsenal and I keep saying Andre because of the Onana at United, Amadou Onana's representatives. And Arsenal would like to get a deal done. Onana would love the move to Arsenal. The Everton keen to hold on to him, but they've got financial issues. As we know, they got that 10-point deduction for overspending on FFP and could be tempted to let him go. The question is, are Arsenal going to have that 50 to 60 million pounds what Everton are looking for this January transfer window? There's also been suggestions of a possible loan with the rest of the money being paid in the summer, a bit like what's happening at the moment with David Raya. So, yeah, Arsenal might have to get creative this January transfer window if they are to pull a deal like this off. But certainly it looks like there is some interest. Whether that develops into a signing, we have to wait and see. We know that January signings can be typically things that just come out of the blue or surprise you. So let's wait and see how this one develops up. But still, rumours around Onana. We'll wait. What about this player, Leonardo Spinazzola of Roma? He's a left back. He can also play like a sort of left wing back up and down the wing. 30 years of age now. Been a really good servant for Roma and a really good player. Italian international. But he seemingly is available this month for transfer. Now, his contract is up at the end of the season. And his agent came out and said categorically that he's not going to be renewing his contract with Roma. That means that Roma will be desperate to sell him. He's said to be valued at around about £7 million. Obviously, Roma will want to squeeze as much money as possible out of any possible deal. But he's said to be available right now. We know that Arsenal right now are really, really light in that left-back area. A player like Spinazzola with his experience as well would be a great, addition. And the Italian outlet La Roma 24, they claim that Arsenal are interested in signing him. Again, another these rumours out there, but that's what that outlet's claiming. Now, it's a type of signing that would make sense if it could happen. It would be cheap, or maybe Arsenal could maybe loan him from now till the end of the season with an option. Who knows? But certainly, I think if you're in Roma's position, they're going to want to see if they can sell him this month. It wouldn't be a big amount of money because of his age and also because of the fact that he's only got a few months left, 5 months left on his contract. But is this a type of player that's going to fit the profile of what Arsenal need? It's a question of what Arsenal do right now. Is it kind of desperation type thing? We need that player. Let's just get him in, and he's not for the long term, but he's for the short term sort of signing. A bit like what we've done with Jorginho, and actually Jorginho is still here. It's a bit like what we did with Jorginho in a previous January transfer window, where we just said, need cover for that area. Jorginho's available, experience, and he's come in. And I think Jorginho's done a good job since he's come in. Thought he played very well the other day as well, by the way, against Liverpool. Or will they wait until the summer? Interesting to see how Arsenal react. But Spinazzola being linked, and he's a good player, by the way, being linked with Arsenal. And Jorrel Hato, of course, that seems to be more a long-term option. He's young. He's a hungry player. Another player from Ajax, which I know for a fact Arsenal like signing players from a team like Ajax, because Ajax, the way they play is very similar to the way in which Arsenal play. That would be more the type of signing they'd want, but more difficult to do in January, more expensive. Will the player move? I mean, the Ajax technical director was saying that they want him to stay, that they're trying to work on a new contract for him. There was a change in ownership, and that's what slowed up any sort of deal to get him on a long-term contract. They'd be keen to do that so that come the summer, they can demand a lot more money for him. But Hato would be more the ideal signing for Arsenal. But if they need something quick, would they go for Spinazzola? And what do you guys think of the link to Spinazzola? Now, Jonathan David, quite a prolific striker. 68 goals in 160 games for Lille. Has always been a regular goal scorer for them. He's been linked with Arsenal in the past, over the years. Canadian international, plays as a centre forward with an eye for goal. Said to be interest being shown from Arsenal in Jonathan David. Now, we all know about the shortage of strikers around Europe right now, but he's one that's quite on a regular basis scored goals for Lille. Arsenal, of course, not the only club chasing him. Aston Villa said to be really interested in signing him. Manchester United, who've had real problems, just like us, with their front three scoring goals, they're after him. Chelsea are showing a big interest in him as well. So it's said that around about £36 million would be the sort of price that you would be able to get him for. But will Arsenal move for him? Again, this is another one of these signings where you look on it and say, do you go for a player like this right now? Or do you hold back to the summer and say, no, we want to get someone who's elite? Jonathan David is not a player that I would class as an elite striker. Jonathan David is a player that I class as a good striker. But is Jonathan David better than Gabriel Jesus? And those are the sort of considerations Arsenal have to make before going into the market to get a striker. Are you buying someone that's better than what you've got? That is a question. But certainly Jonathan David being linked today with a move to Arsenal, as is and has been since the start of the window, Pedro Neto of Wolverhampton Wanderers, a player I absolutely love watching. You've got players at other clubs that you like, love to see him at Arsenal. Love watching that kid play. There's a couple of players like that. Neto's one. Elise at Palace. I just like watching these type of technicians, quality players play. Neto, quick, would really suit Arsenal. Plays down that right wing, can also play on the left. Would be the brilliant cover for both of those positions, particularly giving Saka a little rest from time to time, or being able to come on as an impact sub with his lightning pace. He would be a brilliant signing for Arsenal. Wolves, however, don't want to let him go this January. They've sort of stated that, although, the links continue. Manchester City are also very, very interested in trying to sign him as well. I don't think this one is going to happen in January, even though, there's lots of rumours out there at the moment saying that Arsenal could be in for him this January. But definitely come the summer, Arsenal shown interested in him before, and they could move back in for him again. But Pedro Neto would definitely be a great signing for Arsenal. The only thing about him is that injury record of him. Seems to pick up a lot of injuries. Do we need more of that at Arsenal? And finally, Jakub Kiwior, who unfortunately scored that own goal against Liverpool. So I've been having a bit of a hard time of it playing as a left back. He's not a left back. He wants to play as a centre back. But lots of clubs in Italy have shown an interest in Jakub Kiwior. The latest one being Napoli. According to the Daily Express, they're really interested in signing the Polish defender. There was rumours at the start of the transfer window that Arsenal may sell him, but I don't know. I don't see Arsenal selling Jakub Kiwior this month. Number one, he's been covering that left-hand position, so he's been getting game time and he's been very useful in being able to do that. And yet, number two, he's the cover at centre-back if anything happens to a Saliba or a Gabriel. I mean, unless we brought in another centre-back, it just wouldn't make any sense right now. But Napoli, amongst other Italian clubs, very interested in Jakub Kiwior. So let's see how that one works out. As far as I know, he's definitely over in Dubai as well. So it's not like the players have been left back because they feel they might be sold. So Jakub Kiwior generating interest from Napoli. I'll tell you what, we'll give you Jakub Kiwior for 40 million, right? In towards the money for Osimhen. You give us that this January and the deal's on. I don't think that's going to happen. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of our great content. Invincible podcast out today. Lee Judge is losing it as usual. Getting wound up by Julian and me on the show. But you got to check it out. We were discussing all things Arsenal. Who's to blame, we were asking. So make sure you check that out. And also, don't forget to check out our excellent fan zone. I'm going to be doing one this week for Transfer Daily, right? I'm just sorting out the day in which we're going to do it. I'll let you guys know, where you guys can come on live on the show and talk to me about transfers. Who would you like to see? What, you know what I mean? Who should Arsenal sign? We're going to get one of those sorted out, right? So look out for that. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.